Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to a special Friday afternoon session where I go live to complete out the readings that I didn't get to in the earlier session. And today I've got like a handful of donations I didn't even get to. I feel so blessed and so grateful. Thank you guys so much for all the donations, for all the love and support, and all the thumbs up that you give to. It's something that everyone can do that's free, that does help out my channel, helps you be part of the love tsunami as well as we spread love throughout the world. So thank you guys. There is no chat in this session because I'm not taking any new requests in this session. I will be back in about little than 3 hours for my evening session at 6 p.m. I'm also back tomorrow night, that same time, and I'm always on Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So you can join me then for your free reading if you want any additional one. But we'll get started here. After I'm done, I will post a comment and pin it on the bottom of the of this video once I'm done having the order in which everything was completed, so you can zero in and find out where your reading is more quickly. All right. So let me just move some stuff around here and we will get started. We'll move that out of the way. Okay. Confirmed we are live. All right. So let's start here. We had left off with Mia for the donation. So thank you so much, Mia, for your double donation. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to continue to use these round tarot, just to give them credit for these beautiful cards here. So if you're interested in picking those up, you know what the little box looks like, the round box. So let's take a look here. So Mia, happy Friday to you too. You wanted to ask, number one, will you like M in person as much as you think you like him now and hopefully more? I mean, will he be so different from the idea you've now based on pictures and videos that you saw? Sure, let's take a look here and see, is it going to be the same or different? What does Spirit want you to know there? You know, or you meet them in person and you realize that they're actually a 90-year-old woman from Florida. That's what there was this joke going around when you used to talk to people online with just seeing pictures and you didn't talk to them on the phone. You're just going to go meet them and they end up being an old lady that was just chatting, you know. I feel like that for the most part with the Knight of Cups, there is movement of emotion here. So I do feel like you will, because you also have the Four of Wands, joy and celebration, and the Ace of Pentacles, the feeling of abundance that comes in here. And I feel like here there is a transformation of your fears because the Five of Swords is movement. The combination of these two, I know maybe it might look scary, but it's actually the removal of the fears, the transformation of the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that you'd had there. So I do like that. I do feel, oh wow, excuse me. I do feel here with the Two of Cups and the Moon card on the bottom of the deck, you know, there is emotions that rise from within you. The Moon card, very, very emotional, Mother Luna energy. And I feel like when you meet them in person, that there is extra energy there. Because I don't know if we've talked about them being, you know, with your past life connections, but I just feel like with the Two of Cups and the Moon card coming out, that there is this energy that comes up that um, past life romantic connections, other connections too, but it boils up. And so when you meet them in person, I feel it's strong. And you're like, wow, there's more here emotionally than I had anticipated because there's like a history of emotion that goes from different lifetimes too. So I like that for you, Mia. So it feels like a yes. And even some energies that you get, some emotional energies that come in that are like, wow, unexpected. Like, okay, whoa, you know, and it's not from the heart. these emotions, like it comes from your solar plexus. It comes from the subconscious. It comes from deep. We were like, where did this come from? And I like it. It's a nice surprise. Nothing freaky or anything. So I like that for you, Mia Mia. Seems very positive. All right. So that's what you have for your first question. Second question, you want to know, will they like you more than the idea that he has about you now? He's only seen a few pictures of you. All right, let's take a look here and see what their impressions are. Okay, this one and this one and this one. All right. So sorry. Said I ate and now I'm a little phlegmy, so I apologize. So I like it. You know, we got the Four of Cups, emotional stability, Ace of Pentacles. So here's that Ace of Pentacles. I put it back in the deck, it came back out. So you both feel pleasantly surprised. It feels like you're getting a reward in the outside world. And he does feel emotionally here. You know, this is what he felt before from other people. So he does feel like this positive emotional energies that come in there. It's great because their fear energy also, I put this cards back in and I swear they came back out. So they also have fears relieved, you know, things transformed here. The inner conflict and the inner fears, a lot of relief, a lot of like, wow, you know, you're more than I had I don't want to say more than I had expected, but they just because of humanity, you know, sometimes you're like you prepare yourself for disappointment. You prepare yourself for like, oh, someone made themselves out more than they are, but they're not. This is showing that they're pleased with that coming in there. So I like that. Yeah, even in the five, wow, you got on the bottom of the deck. So in addition to the five of wands, there's also the five of pentacles, the five of cups. All this transformational energy, 555, powerful, powerful, where they're like, okay, you know, it's like they a lot of leeway for embellishments. It's funny, I never use that word, embellishments. That people make for themselves, and they allowed for some of that, but they didn't realize they're like pleasantly surprised that you are true to yourself. You state things truly. You don't make up crap. You don't create illusion. You're like, you know, to know me is to know me. You know, this is who I am. You know, I don't put on facades. And they're like, wow, how refreshing. So I really like that. Very positive things. All right. So that's what they have for you, Mia Mia. Again, thank you so much for your dual donations there. All right. All right. And then Brenda Tejada, thank you so much for your additional donation. And you want to know, if you message Eric today, will he reply and will he consider to continue a friendship relationship at least? Let's see here. So let's take a look here. If you contact him today, and what's the outcome there? Okay. Excuse me. Just like this frog didn't want to get in my throat. I'm so sorry. It's choking me up, Brenda. It just really it hits me right here. Um, Now I feel here with these two cards coming out here. We've got the king, not the king, the knight of cups, and the queen of cups. So there is this coming together. I like how they're approaching. But I feel like waiting for them to approach you is what's important here because we've got the hanged man here, which is about allowing things to transform, allowing things to unfold, um, allow them to come to you in their own time. Because even underneath, we've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is what we got for them about they're so invested in work, 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 work. I feel like if you just allow them to come forward, then, that's what we have going on here. Otherwise, it looks like this, where they're riding away. So when you let them come to you, you allow the knight to approach the queen. Sorry for the big glare there, that it's more conducive because you do have the lovers card that comes in here, so they do care about you. They do want this. They just have to you just have to give them their time, allow them, yeah, because even below the 8 of Pentacles is them working on, their fears that they have with the 9 of Swords coming in here. And, you know, I feel like that's what they're saying here is you don't want to be the one always reaching out, always chasing after them, because there is a kind of manipulation that is created that a lot of humans are taught from generation to generation, which is, when you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to act sad, right? The sad Z's. And we're taught, oh, don't feel bad. I don't want to be responsible for your your sad emotions, which we're not. No one can hurt us. We are the ones that choose our emotions. So someone says something, I can choose to have it neutral, I can take it into a low vibrational, or I can take it into a higher vibrational, but that's me, that's my choice. You can't control me. So, the first stage is I'm sad and oh, I can't believe it. And then the bully and the anger, blah, 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 blah. And then rejection and silent treatment. So it's 1, 2, 3. If that doesn't work, they'll go back to number one. I can't believe when I left that you didn't try coming after me. Blah, 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 blah. And then anger and whatever, throwing things around, throwing a fit, bully, 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 and then rejection. So if there's this manipulation that's going on here where you're like, why? They're reminding me of a time in one of my relationships where I was like, why am I the one that always has to come in and make amends and me be the one to reach out? And that showed me that, yeah, I'm going to stop doing that. And then in that case, they were like, hey, what's going on? And I just told them, I'm just tired of being the one that always has to reach out and make things right. Obviously, I want the relationship more than you do. And then really that brought a lot of clarity and it allowed greater communication. So I really feel like spirit is saying with that hanged man, you just wait. Let the knight approach the queen and then just go about your business in the meantime. I know it's hard, but you don't want a relationship where you're always the one that is, you know, doing that. Because people, there's a meme that they're bringing back to. I won't look it up because I think I have it memorized. I think it says something along the lines of, people don't abandon others that they love; they abandon people they were using. And so, if someone abandons you and goes away, then you let them. And if they truly are, love, they will come back. Or and if not, then you let that go. You don't have to worry about it, right? Now, if you feel there's stuff that you said that was finalizing, like, we're done, goodbye, bye, then that is, if you want something, then you do need to reach out. But if I feel like I don't think that doesn't feel like that was the case. I feel like you said, "Do you want this?" Da, 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 and then you just haven't heard anything. You're like, "Okay, I'm just gonna let it go," and just because look at your intentions of why you want a friendship. You're open to later, be able to rekindle and come back to that. Don't try not to look at who they could become. Look at who they are now. I think you got that message earlier too. Now that it's saying don't look at who they could be, look at who they are and showing you they are right now. And if you're okay with that, then you can go forward with it. But if you're like, I don't want to be in a friendship, even a friendship with someone like this, um then you can make that decision too. So I feel like that's what Spirit is saying for you right now, which is truly they're saying, wait, let them come to you, right? So that's what they have for you, Brenda. So thank you again. Many blessings to you. Then Infinity is one. You are up next. Thank you so much for your donation. Appreciate that. And you want to know, how much does Rem care about you as a person? Will he keep in touch with you after this semester? All right. Let's take a look here. So how does Rem care about you? Okay. And will he keep track afterwards? All right. All right. Well, the bottom of the deck, we've got the 10 of cups. That's like joy and celebration and everything like here. So I do feel like there's a great amount of joy that they have in knowing you. Um, Emotional, is there emotional? I feel like there is this idea in the back of their head about that you could be more, because you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is one of my relationship cards. So I do feel like there is this energy of they could see the possibilities, but I know, right? Shut up, Dad. Shut up, Zen. Like, but Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight, so they want to take their time. And I do feel here, I mean, they're working on their calling right now with the Judgment card, their higher self calling them to this higher place. So, with schooling and everything else, I feel like they can see something later, and I feel like they just want to see how things unfold and how their life unfolds, and how they're approaching that. Um, you know, because I feel like they would want to make sure they have enough time, ability, finances, everything to be able to really have a relationship and not, um, you know, um, try to fit you in between the important things. Ugh, right? How rude! And that's why they don't want to do that, because they have that respect, right? And they are making, and they're in the middle of this, with the Chariot card. There is movement and victory, and you know, um, Cancer sign energy with that card. But they're making a lot of choices. They have a lot of things that they're thinking through too. So I feel like it's you know, kind of in the indecisive, let's see what happens kind of energy, because choices have not been made. So I feel like they're just wanting to focus on school, focus on, I don't know if they're working too. They have these things that need to happen. Will they keep in touch with you after the semester? Well, you got the King of Wands, which is about movement and attention and energy. So I do feel like that's a yes, that there will be still connection. Just realize they have their hands full here with a lot of stuff that they're trying to do. It's entrepreneur energy, a lot of passion for life energy that's coming in there. But definitely it is leaning with current energies that they would with that King of Wands. So hopefully that helps. Infinity is one. So thank you again so much for your donation. I think there might be another one. Short-term memory today. But thank you for that one. We'll continue down the list and we'll see here. All right. And then Mia. Thank you so much for your additional donation. Question number 3. You crack me up with your emoticons. What are the current deep feelings and desires of F towards you? Thoughts, anything you feel in regards to you, if you're on his mind, etc. All right, let's take a look. So let's look into F here. Current deep feelings and desires towards you. Okay. All right. And then thoughts. What's on his mind? How do those? Okay. The underlying energy we have is the Queen of Wands. I feel like this is how they see you, you know, fiery. I think you get this a lot, don't you? It's this fiery personality, very much whatever you put your mind to, you're gonna to achieve and go. And I just feel like there's this, I wouldn't say intimidation, because you're not intimidating, you know, um, people can be intimidated based on their self-belief. Has nothing to do with anything you're doing. It's just you're being you. And they're like, wow, I wish I could be that bold and that excited about life. I could accomplish those things. It's like you have this endless energy, this drive, like the energizer bunny. You just go, 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 right? And they just see that you're passionate about life, and they see you in this way, and they kind of do have you up on this throne in a way of looking at you like, you know, unobtainable, out of their league in a way, intimidated, like, I don't know if I could make you happy, kind of thing. And I just feel like they have this energy. They would much rather have someone lower than them, because then they don't have to try so hard. That's horrible, but it's what's coming through. Wow. I'd rather just be with someone, that they feel lucky to be with me, so I don't have to try so hard. I don't have to try at all. But let's take a look here and see what feelings they have. Wow, you know, we've got, for their feelings, they sure have a lot of mind things here. Peace of mind, page of swords. So there is a new way of looking at things, a releasing of expectations. And well, so you got the five of swords too. So you got the ace, the four, and the five. So there is this confliction between their heart and their mind. But with all these swords cards, mind cards, coming out under the feelings question, it does show that their mind overrules their heart quite a bit. And so they have their heart under wraps, but they have all these judgments, all these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that keep their heart, like you said, caged. Let's see what oh, these are more of those here. Yeah, again, yeah. Obviously, King of Swords, a lot in their head, and they also, the King of Swords represents, like, they are the masters of the mind, masters of education, of belief systems, and I feel like with all of these coming in here, one, they're in their head a lot, but also when they look at you, they see someone who is very intelligent, very a big thinker. Again, I feel like there's this intimidation around your brains, and they're like, interesting, right? But they are attracted to you, energetic and physical attraction that comes in with this card here. But yeah, it's like, where's the cups? I don't see the cups. Cups are the emotions, love, that there. So when asking about feelings, we get a lot of their brain is keeping the heart contained, but the passion's allowed to flow, right? All right. And then when we ask what their thoughts are about you, there's the nightmare and insomnia card. So a lot of thinking, big thinker, right? So they've got a lot of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that kick in here about, fears of what it means. What does that mean? And how will things unfold? They just have a lot in their head there. You have a lot of with the so sorry, the high priestess card here. A lot of hidden and unknown things too that are here with the thoughts, and I feel like it's interesting. It's like I don't know if I really, you know, like they feel like they really understand who you are. I feel like there's a lot of hidden and unknown things. These are their thoughts. Like I don't think I know who you are, what you want. They have a lot of this, and it makes sense with emotional, like with mental fears that creates confusion. I just feel like they're, yeah, just don't know what to make of you, you know? And I feel like that's kind of been the problem, or not that's a problem, we'll say the challenge, right? Is that there's jealousies and intimidations on their part, and they don't get to know you emotionally, which is where you blow everything out of the water even more. Maybe that's why they don't. But I know that their heart is, their heart is very much kept under wrap. So that's why they feel like they don't know you emotionally. But it's not because of anything you're doing. It's because their heart is in a solitary confinement in a prison that their mind has put them in. So hopefully that makes sense there. I just don't like him for you. That's your spirit guides. Oh, maybe. Do you have a grandmother on the other side? I just feel like this. It's funny coming through as like a Jewish grandmother. They're just very, very particular. And they're like, I don't like him for you. I don't like him for you. So that's what you have. So there you go, Mia Mia. If you have a grandmother who was feisty, she was definitely coming through. All right. So many blessings to you. And thank you again for your donation. And then Elaine Woods, thank you for your donation. And thank you for your patience in getting to your reading. You want to know, are you going to see a house in Peoria? Oh, you are going to see a house in Peoria um, the week of the 22nd. Ah, right. Will you be approved? All right. Let's take a look here in Peoria. Okay. And anything else you need to know? All right. All right. Doing all those. Okay. All right. I like those. I like those. I like those. Okay. Yeah, the bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Pentacles, which is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So there is a little bit of, I don't want to say delay, but it's not going to happen as fast as we would like it, when it comes to, purchasing homes and stuff, right? Really? We have to wait more? But I like this because, you have the 10 of Pentacles, abundance, that would be approval. You have the king, the emperor, who's the ruler over all the kings. I'm so sorry. Let me just take a sip here. You ever have a frog in your throat that just sits there and it doesn't want to go away? So I'm so sorry. You guys are hearing me hack up here. But this emperor is about you choosing what you're wanting and other people's opinions and stuff. I just feel like it's important for you to stand your ground here. Ah, that's what it is. Because you have the death and the rebirth card here, and you also have the um, hanged man, which is transformation energy, but also this is like waiting and patience and death and rebirth. So I feel like you go and see this place, and I'm not sure if it's the type of thing that, like, you'll put an offer down and then they're like, no, 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 no. And then they counter offer. And then you're like, well, and then you counter offer. And then they're like, okay. So I feel like there's a little bit of going back and forth. That's where the delay happens. Oh, because of the communication underneath it. Yeah. So there's communication that goes back and forth here with the Ace of Swords. But and you even have the King of Wands on the bottom, which is a lot like the Emperor. So it's summarized with this, that don't be afraid to stand your ground and ask for what you're wanting, right? Don't go, well, I really want it, so I'll just give in. It's like How about we offer this with this contingency, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, well, how about blah, blah, blah? Because it's all about kind of going back and forth, right? And I feel like there's some things that you can ask for that you would get. And that's what I feel here. That, the 10 of cups is this joy and celebration. And the 2 of cups, which is your emotional choices that you get to choose, right? Am I going to be happy with that or not? With the contract or the purchase of it, right? So I feel like, that there's some good back and forth that you can ask for some stuff and you can get it too. So I like that. It's flexibility, it's being open, but I feel like it's about timing too. And they're like, okay, yeah, we'll take it, kind of energy. So that's what's coming in, Elaine. Hopefully that makes sense for you there. And many blessings to you. All right, infinity is one. Yes, I knew there was another one there. So let's bring that up here. So thank you for your additional donation. You want to know, is your roommate going to make you move out before the end of the summer? How rude. Let's take a look. All righty. It doesn't look like it here. You've got the temperance card here, which is all about patience and timing, things moving slow. We've got the 10 of wands and the ace of cups, which, you know, when we look at the 10 of wands, that can be where being aware of where you're focusing your energy, right? And when we start focusing our energy, on the higher vibrational things like the ace of cups, then that brings in things like if we're focusing on fearing and this and that and other things, we grow what we focus on, right? Wherever we invest our energy is what we get tons of back. And so I feel like, that part of what helps things here is that you do look at where you're focusing your energy. Because ultimately, I mean, even here you get the 10 of pentacles, which is about abundance, fullness, victory in your outside world, and the 6 of wands, which is victory as well. So, I just feel like there's a change of your energy just really changes your life in a lot of ways, both with abundance and with that situation with your roommate too. So I feel like whatever you want to grow, focus on that, like gratitude for abundance, gratitude for having, all of your needs met. And you know, I feel like it's you know, changing that changes everything. Because it is we're so powerful. If we realized how much of our energy is what drives our entire almost so much of our life. We have very little fated events that we ask for before we come down here to experience. The rest of it is possibility, and possibilities are impacted by our energy. Whatever I focus on, I'm either going to choose lower vibrational experiences or higher vibrational experiences, and it all depends on me. So, hopefully that helps infinity. That's what they have for you right now. So I don't feel like they will, but I feel like it's because you are changing your approach to it all. All right. So many blessings to you. Wait, I thought there was another one here. Oh, where did it go? Hold on a sec here. I don't think it took the picture. That's why. Sorry, I had another one here. Actually, I have a couple more to go here, but um, love 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why yours didn't capture here. Let me just grab this here. Oh, I know what happened. It is right here. Yeah, because Alphonse. And we have yours here too. So okay. Sorry. Let me just do this. Let me open that up. I'll bring that over here. Okay. So okay. Sometimes it's a science, right? All right. So yeah, let me bring these over here. And I know Love 1, 2, 3, 4. Yours should have been done earlier here, but you'll be able to find this pretty easy, I think. And if I remember, I will try to timestamp yours. But thank you for your donation, and let me jump into here for you. Love 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll have Alphonse, and then Supernova, and then that is, I think, all of my donations that I didn't complete this morning. I know I feel so blessed. I'm so honored. And then we'll start on the free reading. So, all right. So, love 1, 2, 3, 4. When are you getting a new job? All right, let's take a look here. Okay, how did that one? That one. Oh, evidently that one too. And then number two, just asking for clarity again, marketing or legal for your next role. Okay, let's see here if you take marketing or if you take legal. We'll see if there's, we'll see what comes in here with these other cards, if there's like options or something going on here. And then love life in May. All right. So they've got that one, and then that one, and then that one. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. So when are you getting a new job here? Yeah, there's this, definitely there's this energy here. You got the Queen of Wands. You've got the power of emotional choice too with the Lover's card, and the chooser, the queen, not the queen, the high priestess, with the two. And you have the Four of Wands too. You have this joy and a celebration that comes in here in this gathering. But with all of the Queen of Wands and the Lover's card and all of this, I mean, it's just like there's this um what do you want to do? Following your heart, following your gut, following this, this high priestess energy. It does tell me here that it's all about your choice, because now I understand with the asking for clarity of marketing and legal, it's up to you, because these the jobs that are coming up, you have a choice. Like you asked advice before, da da da, and Spirit was saying, get something in legal. Is that was their uh you know opinion or advice. That was their advice. We asked for their advice, they gave their advice, but doesn't mean that that's what we have to do, and you have so much that you're able to choose. You got the high priestess, you choosing, you got the Queen of Wands, she chooses, you got the Lover's card, which is an emotional choice, and the Four of Wands is all about two on each side too, which is they're showing me, which is balanced passions. So what you're going to be doing between now and when you start law school is totally up to you, because it's not going to be something that you continue to do unless you're able to go part time if it's in legal or something, because that's what they were saying, is getting into a legal allows you to gain perspective of that side of things, and allows you to know how things work more as you go forward, right? So it could be either way. So you get to choose. You've got marketing or legal. So marketing, you've got the magician, which is your power of choice. And I feel like you've been in marketing before. I feel like this is like your go-to. It's like, okay, these are the spells I know. That's funny. Magician. These are the spells I know. But getting into legal, you have the seven of it's funny that the seven of swords is about stealing and all of that. I feel like you learn a lot about the legal profession. It seems like that you're leaning in your current energies, you're leaning towards marketing with this magician card because I feel like the legal you have these thoughts and these beliefs that I can't get into that. I can get into that, but legal, it's going to be difficult. And so I feel like you have these beliefs around that. So I don't. I feel like you are right now would choose a marketing, but you know I feel like you could choose either one, and Spirit just wants you to be aware of these limiting beliefs you have around well, I don't have the experience or the da 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 blah 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 whatever little whispers are in your head about that you couldn't get into it because I feel like you can. I mean, they're saying you've got again connections with people that you know that can say I'm going to go be I'm going to be going to school and do you guys have any temp work that I could do between now and then? And I can even maybe do it a little here and there if I need extra cash. It could be something along those lines. And then you get known amongst it in a law firm or whatever. Or maybe it's you bounce between a few different law firms doing some sort of temp work or something. And they're like, boom, here you go, and then they know who you are. And then this like let's go. You have a leg up, if that makes sense. So hopefully that makes sense to you there, love 1, 2, 3, 4. Love life in the month of May. I laugh because they're all about, well, you have a choice with this. Um, you can start off on a new adventure and have something that lasts for a little bit. Um, but the moon card here is there's a lot of this is like Mother Luna loving yourself and looking into yourself, spending the time you have focusing on your own emotions or on an adventure with an individual. Either way, you're going to learn about yourself, but you can do the most transformative work between now and you start law school, right? Because you want to be, as they would call it, the best version of yourself when you're moving into law school and moving into God, you're just going to be so inundated with studying and learning and everything that you're going to be so brain focused that the emotions really like you can do the biggest point of your or part of your emotional work between now and then because you're going to be so brain oriented that you're not going to have the desire to dive into the emotions, but it's such a solid foundation for you. So like they've been saying, it's just like you know the jobs and the relationships, they're like, yeah, you're going to law school next year, but there's such a strong foundation of stuff you can do now for you between now and then. And getting caught up in a job that takes all of your energy or a relationship that just, it's all distraction from your dream. And so they're really zeroing in on, you know, we're asking their advice, right? Focusing on the dream. So that's what they have for you. How rude they are, I know. All right. So many blessings to you, my dear counselor. All right. So many blessings. And thank you again for your donation. All right. And then Alphonse Foussier, thank you so much for your donation via Z PayPal. And you want to know your question? Oh, yeah, I read you like, you know what my question is. So your question is, will Elise come back to you? You got into a fight on Saturday, and will she be your girlfriend? I really need to know. All right, let's take a look here and see, based on current energies, will she come back to you? Okay. And what does Spirit want you to know here? Okay. Yeah. Right. A lot of energy here. Yeah, I do feel like there are possibilities here, um, of reconnection here, because the big thing that has to happen, of course, is the transformation of this energy. This is the fight. This is the fight that was going on and happening there. And what triggers it here, I feel like you need to understand where the trigger came from, because you've got the devil card, which is you looking at your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, these old beliefs that are the source of why you accepted the battle, right? A fight takes two. If only one person wants to fight, the other person just wants to love, then there's no fight, right? But fights are ignited out of fear. And so it's important for you to know here what triggered to cause things to go so they want to say so bad so fast. I feel like it escalated quickly. And this is all the fear energy that's kicking in. Again, transformation from fear energy to something more loving with the five of wands. So I feel like first what has to happen is you have to understand yourself. Otherwise, it's going to keep happening, and and then eventually it'll just get tiresome of fighting, and then things don't happen, right? So I feel like here's the 10 of swords, which is becoming aware of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that make you feel blinded and bound and restricted. Those triggers, that's what the 10 of swords is getting sick and tired of trying to live up to all these expectations in our head. And here's this new opportunity, looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. This fight happened on purpose, for a purpose, for you to be able to understand where it is, that's bubbling down here that showed its ugly head, right? Rah! And it's like, okay, let me look at that. Let me understand it. And then I do feel here, with the Page of Cups, there's a heightened, this is on the bottom of the deck. So the Page of Cups is like the 11 of Cups. It's a chance for a higher love, an expanded love. And so you can't keep doing things that we've always done it, right? When there's a fight, then it's like, okay, what was I fearing? What maybe were they fearing, through it all too? And understanding that. And I feel like when you understand why you flipped out the way you did, and maybe a little understanding of maybe why they flipped out the way they did, then you can approach them with an apology, right? But with awareness, not pointing at them. When you did that, it really you made me angry. Whoops, here's another battle, right? When we approach, a relationship with someone else and we truly want it to work, we want to communicate. And to communicate is not saying things that make it easy for someone to choose to go and be triggered and go into defensive mode, because if two people are in defensive mode, that's a fight, right? But if you understand what triggered you in this situation, then you can be like, okay, you know, um, is that Lisa? Lisa, or Lisa? I'm so sorry that I blew up the way I did. I just realized I did a lot of thinking because I didn't want to act that way, and I'm wondering what triggered me and and I realized a trigger that's within me is, I'm afraid that when, from my past, that when people did this or did this or did this, this is what I feel it meant. And I really see now that there's something that I want to work on. And so, when this happened between us, my mind took it as this, and this trigger went off, and you know and I know that's not what this is, but this is an echo from my past, and I want to work on that, and I do want to find out what was, with what happened between us, what triggered inside of you, and what fear is there, so that we can help each other, and be there for each other, because I want to be there for you, Um, like I know you want to be there for me too, and something along those lines. But follow your heart, but let it be not about, well, you did this and this made me feel this way. It's like you make it I statements, as they say. I was scared when this happened, and so you know I went out of my mind, and my little 2-year-old inside took over and acted like a 2-year-old, and I am so sorry that you had to take the brunt of my 2-year-old self. So hopefully that helps, Alphonse. But I feel like if you approach that, there is this ability to take the relationship to a deeper place, but it's going to take you being vulnerable, and being honest, and owning your side, not blaming, not pointing fingers anywhere. Own your side. That's all you can do. And whether they own their side or not, or whatever, if they're like, "Well, I forgive you," and you're like, "Okay, great. Now where's your apology?" No, here goes the battle again, right? You want to make it about your journey, of your emotional transformation, if that makes sense. All right. So that's what they have for you. Many blessings. All right. And then Supernova, you are up next. And you are the last of the donations. So thank you for all of your donations and your little poopy emoticon. I know it's your favorite. So you want to know what new and different messages do like your spider guides. I know you meant spirit. That's funny though. Spider. Maybe there's an animal. Maybe we're to go here to this divine, no, the terrestrial fauna. This is one that has animals in it. So let's pull a card here. Terrestrial fauna. So what new? All right. Say what new and different message? Beautiful. The seahorse. So we get it to focus in a little better here. Maybe. Well, it's not focusing at all. There it goes, a little better. So let's see here. Let's see what the seahorse brings in. So the seahorse, with its delicate beauty and unique qualities, teaches you about patience and composure. Yeah. Learn to cultivate gentle patience as you journey through life. Just like the seahorse glides through the water with a deliberate and unhurried pace, practice patience and trust in the natural flow of life. Discover beauty in each moment and have faith that things will unfold at the right time. Ugh. I want any other message besides patience, right? Observe the seahorse's ability to navigate ocean currents, flow with the changes, and adapt to evolving circumstances in your path. Develop adaptability and find harmony in adjusting your plans and expectations. Embracing this flexibility allows you to navigate challenges and find tranquility amidst the currents of life. The seahorse's symbolism emphasizes the importance of cherishing and protecting what you hold dear. Seahorses are known for their nurturing parenting roles, reminding you to value and safeguard your loved ones. Cultivate a nurturing spirit and create a safe and loving environment for yourself and those around you. Remember that the seahorse symbolism encourages patience, embracing change, nurturing connections, finding balance between individuality and unity, and safeguarding what is precious. Through the wisdom of the seahorse, you can cultivate grace, adaptability, and a deep sense of unity throughout your journey. So, the seahorse. I like that. In fact, I encourage you to write a song about seahorses. That is what is coming through. Write a song about seahorses. All right. So that's what they have for you. Supernova. All right. And again, thank you guys so much for all the donations. I so appreciate those. And then we will get into the free readings now. I have to take a sip here. All right. So we start off with Day Sturgis. Hello, hello, Day Sturgis. Let's see. You wanted a general reading. So let's take a look here and see what they want you to know. All right. So you've got the Two of Pentacles that's coming in here. And there is this I mean, cycles. I just feel like they're saying, trust the cycles, trust the cycles, trust the ebb and the flow. Um, Understand the ebb and the flow. In fact, I'm being nudged about retrogrades and especially retrogrades, astrological energy, whether it's the moon and, and then all the other different planets. Moon, I think we've talked about before. It's very important to track the moon energy because it changes every 2 to 3 days. Like we are in Gemini and we're going into Cancer tomorrow. And so we're going to go from the mind of Gemini energy, of air energy, into emotion, Cancerian energy. And so it's like, okay, I'm aware of that. So I know tomorrow, because I'm like, I have a water moon, I'm going to be impacted. My emotions are going to be very expanded because everyone's water gets pushed more during a water moon. Our minds get pushed more during an air sign moon, right? Our passion gets, you know, when during a fire moon, and then we feel very grounded and looking for security and different things during an earth moon. So when we're aware of that, but I did a video on retrograde. If you go to my main page, you'll see I have a playlist called, what do I call it now? Oh, it's astrological Zenergy is what I call it. And it's new. It's just came out a couple days. Well, maybe it was last week. Yeah, I think it was last week, not yesterday. Time is flying by so fast. It was last week. But it talks about retrogrades in general, about the ebb and flow, how we can make the most of a retrograde. When we have the tide coming in, we don't launch boats because they'll just capsize. It takes so much energy to try to get over the surf and out to sea, versus when the tide's going out, you just whoosh, and it's so easy. So when the tides come in and we do things like mend our nets and revitalize and revise, and I feel like it's important for you to know and understand the tides and be aware of the tides so you can make the most of these cycles. So hopefully that makes sense. So that's what's coming in there for you. All right. So many blessings to you, Day Sturgis. And then Crystal Day, you want to know whatever comes out. So let's take a look here. Whatever comes out. What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. Queen of Wands. It's a time for action. It's a time for moving things and investing energy, being aware of your energetic focus, really drawing things in, and trusting your connection with Spirit. And when you're unsure of what to do next and you're unsure of what is the next thing to move forward on, don't uh, you don't need to hold back in connecting to the spirit world and going, you know what, I need your guys' guidance, and can you kind of show me, you know, what what choice to make? Can you make it a no-brainer? Can you give me the information I need to be able to make these decisions? Because Queen of Wands very much rules over Wands energy, which is spiritual energy, drive energy. But the black cat in there represents the cup side, which is connection to emotion, empathic abilities. But both of them combined together, most of the queens are very intuitive. The Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups are a lot like the High Priestess, especially. And so they definitely have this, spark that you can connect very clearly to the spirit world. And I feel like it's important for you to ask those things at this time. I don't know what to do. Well, you have a great host of beings who are know-it-alls that are more than willing to give you as much as they can give you without giving the game away, right? They'll give you hints, help you solve the problem, but not do your homework for you. I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Crystal Day. Many blessings to you. And then Anju 777, you're up. You'd like a general reading. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know right now? Right. So you have the Five of Pentacles coming in. So there is what's being at the forefront of what's going on in your experiences right now. The Five of Pentacles is about a transformation of your it's like your worth in relationship to the outside world, but it is these emotions of feeling like lack, being abandoned, being left out in the cold, being left behind, and how humans, when we look to them for assistance, here's the human church, and they're not helping. You're out in the cold, you're barefoot, you're wounded, and you're feeling alone and abandoned. Well, we experience that when humans are in fear because they're not perfect. In fact, they have this little mechanism. It's like a cat. When you are petting a cat, if you touch a wrong spot, suddenly, they're attacking you and running away. And you're like, what just happened? And that's what happens with humans sometimes too. It feels like that way, right? Where you say something, do something that you're like, what just happened? This person blew up and they got fear. Fear is what happened is they get ignited and then they pull back and they go into survival mode. Support, love, everything. I need it all for me. I got to survive. And I feel like this is the transformation that's happening right now for you is that you're realizing what happens when you really look to humans for our sustenance. And that's where I experience those abandonment feelings and feeling like I'm alone, but you're not. Obviously, you've received everything you've needed to be able to survive, or you wouldn't be watching this video right now, right? Watching this stream. And so when we realize it's the creator that's been bringing us our sustenance in each moment, source, the other side, universe, whatever you believe your higher power to be, they've been giving us that all along, all of this, you know, all everything we've needed to live, right? And so they've got a great track record. We can trust them because we've never been abandoned by them, and they won't go into fear and abandon us like humans do either. So great track record with spirit, and there is this transformation that when you realize they're the ones that bring us everything we need, and usually more. They don't just give us bread and water, right? They give us so much stuff because they love us so much. They want to give us more things too. But I like this that they're letting you know that the disappointments of the outside world are bringing you truth because they will let you down in the outside world, but spirit and creator and your whole posse of spiritual support will never let you down. You will always have what you need in each moment, and I feel like they're letting you know that you can trust them and you can build that trust and awareness in here and here with them. So hopefully that helps, Anju, for right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And then cool weather. You are up. So I want to know who is coming towards you. All right. So who is coming towards you? All right. You have the Three of Pentacles, which is about being true to your authentic self. And it's funny, spirit loves to be unique, right? Because they're saying you are coming towards you. You're becoming more aware of who you are, and you're stepping out of this need to, please other people in a way. The Three of Pentacles, you have those other two individuals on there. There's one of them are the punishers, the naysayers, the dream busters, right? And on the other hand are the rewarders, the supporters. And, people that are all blah, 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 yak, 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 that poke holes in your dreams and things you want to do, though they are, we know them. They're very obvious. We're like, you guys can stay outside. But the supporters, the people that are so proud of you for what you do and what can I do to help you and da 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 da, we're like, yay. But they might, out of caring for us, go, hey, have you ever thought of doing it this way? We don't want to hurt their feelings sometimes, right? And we're like, well, I don't want them to leave being a supporter and join them outside with those naysayers. So we're more aptly to go off of our authentic path at behest of these other individuals. And what I feel like is coming in here is like, who's coming towards you is as you're whittling away this and you're in this process of putting everyone else's opinion aside and you're discovering, who do I want to be? Who am I? And this is who's coming towards you, is this clarity of truth in who you really are. Even on the bottom of the deck, you've got the Fool card, which represents like your soul before you came down here. So you're becoming more and more aware of your true authentic self, right? This human character is a character you play here. But when you look deep enough and you connect high, you realize, oh, I'm a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being who's made of unconditional love, right? So I like that. I feel like, who's coming towards you? You are the true you, capital T, true, capital Y, capital O, capital U. And I love that because that changes how you perceive everything in the outside world. So I like that. That's what you have. So many blessings to you. And then let me double check here real quick. I just want to make sure here. Doot, 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 doot. Sometimes I'll see a question, but okay, yeah. So I already did that one through a donation, so we'll skip past that one. And then Links Lee, you wanted a love reading. So let's take a look here, Links Lee. What does Spirit want you to know about love right now? Wow. Being true to your authentic self. Hey. So I like this. This is what just cool weather just got with the Three of Pentacles. And on the bottom of the deck, you do have the Two of Cups, which is, of course, partnership, love, important relationship that's coming in here. But this is about being true to your authentic self and not being taken off, in directions, trying to be who you think other people think you're supposed to be, and blah, 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 blah. This is about creation and creativity. It's about, you know, that you're, you know, looking in this, um, the truth of who you are, etc. Because if you're looking to be, I need to be this for this person, but I need to be that for that person. We're like, who am I? Right? We do that so much of our lives that we are drawn to do all that. But when this is coming in here, it's about, when you're true to your authentic self and you're going in and you're living your passion, you're doing what you love to do, that's where you meet someone. And I feel like this, I don't know if you've gotten this one before, comes up every once in a while, but it's like sometimes we make our hobby trying to find love, right? What's your hobby? I need to find someone to be in a relationship with. No. That's not a hobby, that's a way of life, that's a result of living our passion, right? So going and doing things you love, whether it's archery or pottery or painting or hiking or cooking or whatever it may be, traveling, it's doing and enjoying your passions, things that you enjoy that make your heart sing. And when you're doing that, that's when you meet someone else who also is doing something they love, and you have this commonality, and a spark happens between the two of you. But then you can go do that thing together, right? But it's not about, well, I'm going to find someone, then I can go do the things I love. No, it's go do the things you love, and you'll find someone that you click with that also loves the things that you love. So you start a foundation of enjoying something together. and not making it's about the relationship, right? So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what's coming in here for you, Linksley. So many blessings. And then Soul Searching Vibe, you are up. You want a message from your future self. Let's see, what do they want you to know here? All right. Hierophant. So here is your higher self, your soul calling you to this higher place to really look into what is the capital T truth of what you're wanting out of life. Who do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to learn? Even what do you want to teach? And I feel like that you've learned a lot through life, a lot through what you've been through, the ups and the downs and all arounds. And I feel like there's this stepping up, this realizing that you do have things that you can share. And there's usually, I'm going to say there's no better way, but that's kind of, here nor there. But it's just that it's a very prominent and compelling sharing of knowledge when you've gone through something yourself and you're able to help other people by talking about your experiences. This is what I went through. This is how I overcame it. This is how I did this. This is how I did that. And sharing that and teaching that. And so I feel like that is an important, to share your rebirth that happened, the death and the rebirth, this, change that happened in your life. And I feel like it's important for you to see that what you've learned is important. It's worth sharing. And I feel like that's what your future self wants you to know, not to downplay everything you've learned up to this point. You learn a lot more from here forward, but they're like, if you share what you've learned, it does help others that are going through whatever you've gone through too. So I like that. All right. That's a little tidbit for you there. Soul searching vibes. So many blessings. And then Anusri, you are up. And anything about the one? All right, let's take a look here. Anything about the one? All right. So the Ten of Swords, they went through it, but they also, because they've reached this point, the Ten of Swords is a great card because this is like the end of people pleasing, the end of trying to do what everyone else wants them to do. And so they became somewhat of a rebel. But by the time you're meeting them, they're over the rebel stage because we kind of overcorrect, right? And then we balance out. And I like that because one, they realize a lot of what drives other people with their fears and their wants and this and that. But on the other hand, they've escaped the cage. They understand people are feeling safe in their cages, so they don't force people out of their cages. They just are aware of them and they respond to life accordingly, meaning that they don't get in a lot of fights, a lot of arguments. They aren't trying to please everyone. And so they're able just to enjoy their life and not, spend all their energy battling and asking for forgiveness and all that. So they've got a good perspective of life and a lot of wisdom they gleaned from trying so hard to live up to everyone and failing them and facing that failing belief system. And they're very calm and very patient and very peace filled. So I like that. Right. And that's what they have there for you. So many blessings. All right. And then Kritika Mahotra. Hello, hello. Hi. So ST added you on his close friend's story. He was your classmate in school. Is there any reason, or has he added everyone from school? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. All right. So what did ST do that? All right. I I, I don't feel like they added everyone from school. The Queen of Wands here being your bright, shiny, magnificent, magnetic, and attractive self. Yeah, even Ace of Wands on the bottom shows that there's attraction there and that they thought of you on, you know, on their, on the story because they wanted you to know, they wanted you to be aware of the story and read it, but I don't know. I feel like there's something about the story that uh, I feel like they think that you would know that you were part of the story, not like like you see between the two of you, but that whatever the story is about, if it had to do something with them with transformation and stuff, I feel like they would want you to know that. I feel like maybe you said stuff to him, you know, in school, and um, and it really, and they thought you'd be interested because of conversation that you had or conversations, and I just feel like they have this draw, this energetic draw to you, and so they wanted you to be included too. So they thought of you because of who you are and that you stand out amongst their life with some other people, but you do stand out. You're not just somebody that's in the crowd. You are specifically asked for that. So I like it. All right. So that's what they have for you, Kritika. So many blessings. And then angel blessings, you are up. Anything going to surprise you soon? Uh-oh. You know, I don't feel like I feel well, I feel like what might surprise you is as you change your energy, as you change your focus, that things get drawn into you faster than you thought they would. And so when we're focused on a lower vibrational, it slows things down. But with choosing higher vibrational emotions, thoughts, stories, whatever choices we make, that it just draws things of higher caliber to you. And you're like, whoa, that happened fast because lower vibrational things drag in. Higher vibrational things are very fast. So we draw them to ourselves faster. And I feel like that's surprises you on how fast these things come through. But there's also a little side message of being aware of the energy that you're focusing on, and because whatever we focus on is what grows and like I said, moves in fast. All right. So that's it. They're just being very vague because it depends on what you focus your energy on, but the fastness is definitely what it's about. All right. So many blessings. And then Cutie, who is coming with a marriage proposal. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know here? All right. Well, gonna have to fight over whose was this for? This was for a Nusri. You're gonna have to battle a Nusri. They also got the Ten of Swords asking about the one for the future, right? But this is someone, it's not the same one. Don't worry. Um, but it is someone with the Ten of Swords that really has had to face a lot of, say, disappointments in their life, letting people down, and not, and they made a lot of choices that kind of got them ostracized a bit from family and friends. But they are, they learn to stand on their own. They learn to be at peace with not being at peace with everybody, and that you can't make all the people happy all the time. There's this release of trying to fit in, trying to be everyone to everyone else. And so they're very unique and they've really stood to themselves. So I feel like they're going to be outside of the norm of who you are normally attracted to, but just their self confidence and the unique style and the unique way in which they live, you're just really drawn to them. So that's who's coming with a marriage proposal. I don't know if you guys have met yet, though. I feel like it's someone very different and outside of the tradition. It's like, oh no, oh no. But that's what's coming in. All right, cutie. That's a little tidbit of who they are. Many blessings. And then smooth life, you'd like divine guidance. Let's take a look here. All right. Well, you've got the Chariot card, which is a great card. It's movement, it's victory, but it's mainly about power of choice and stepping into your power, realizing every moment you're making choices for your life on the stories that you're putting to whatever's going on, the emotions you're choosing to feel in the moment, the energy you're putting forward and attracting things to you, and the physical things that you're doing, which are drawing in physical things to you too. So, the divine guidance is that you're not out of control. No one can, no one can tell you what to, and everyone can tell us what to believe, but we're the ones that decide what we want to believe. And we've been given a lot growing up on the supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, the have tos, the must, all that stuff up here. But that doesn't mean that we have to take it on as our own opinion, right? So I get to choose the story. I get to choose the emotions. My energy. No one can hurt me. That's my job. That's my decision. No one can make me do anything, feel anything, whatever. I am the one who chooses. And you're not responsible for anyone else either. Because you can give someone the world, they could still choose to be unhappy. And so you focus more in on your choices that you're making, not what other people are thinking about you wanting, blah, 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 whatever. You're like, I'm coming back. What do I think of me? What story do I want to put it? What emotion do I want to feel in this moment? What energy do I want to put forward and expand? What physical actions do I want to take? I decide, and I feel like this is important for you to know that, when there's choices to be made, there's no wrong choice. Every moment of all those things, everything is either a choice between the fear of losing a conditional love or of unconditional love. Neither's right, neither's wrong. They just bring different experiences. And if you're tired of experiencing one thing, you can switch and experience the other. So hopefully that helps. Smooth life. That's what they have for you right now. And then Goldie, anything you need to know. Let's take a look here. All right. Goldie, Goldie, Goldie. What do they want you to know? All right. This one right here. All right. You got the 10 of Wands. So a good time to reevaluate. Where are you investing all of these wands? It represents harvest, but also represents burden. And the burden comes in that we could be investing our energy in 10 different places, 10 different directions. And there's a lot of urgent things demanding our attention, but are not important. But we have lumped everything in together. And so we're just trying to give to everyone when really we're like, nope, I don't need to invest in these smaller things, these unimportant things, even though they might be, I'm urgent. You're like, but you're not important. So I don't need to invest energy in it. And so there's this inventory of where you're investing all of your energy to where you can get it from 10 things down to one instead of having 10 things go up one space, you have one thing go up 10 spaces. So there's more progress, there's more movement that comes in because of it. So it is this time here that really look at where you're investing your time, your money, mental energy, emotional energy, energetic energy, physical energy, and reevaluate, yeah, where am I doing in? Are these things truly important? Do they line up for your dream come true? Or are they just distractions and things that are taking away resources from you? And that's what they have for you. All right. So many blessings, Goldie. And then Pinky, you want to know what is going to manifest in your reality. All right. Let's take a look here. What is going to manifest in your reality? All right. Well, there we go. Whatever you put your little heart to. Queen of Wands, that Ace of Wands, it's like the magician. Wherever you point the magic wand is what's going to grow and expand. So what you focus on is what you bring in. There's so many possibilities, and it can change in an instant. So if I'm focusing on what I hate, what I fear, what I miss, what I want, that creates more of that energy, right? So the thing I fear, I grow more. Things I hate, I'm like, I tell the universe, I really enjoy hating. Can you bring me more of those things and even more things that I'll hate? When I'm missing something, I'm telling the universe, I enjoy the feeling of missing, not achieving, but missing, right? So um, I will miss things more. I'll miss more things. And then wanting too, if I focus on manifesting and I want, we tell the universe, I enjoy this feeling of wanting. And you can't enjoy the feeling of wanting while you have, because that's having, not wanting. So we tell the universe, I enjoy wanting. They're like, okay, well, we'll make sure to keep that away from you so you can want even more. It's like, no. But on the flip side, if we focus on gratitude for what we have and what we, um, I mean, what we have and what we've have had and what we enjoy about things, then we draw more of the things that'll match that energy. Energy matches energy, right? Um, yeah, and so that's a big important piece there is when we whatever we focus on is what we draw in to our reality. When we can picture in our heads seeing us enjoying whatever it is that we're wanting, we're having gratitude about I so enjoy the feeling of swimming or sitting in the hot tub, right? And then it's like, all right, you know, we feel it when we picture that on our head. How does that feel? Well, it feels hot, but I mean, not temperature wise. How does it feel on the inside? It does feel warm on the inside. You feel cozy and you can picture the feeling of having it. And then the energy we put forward, again, managing our energy and the physical actions. You know, I'm going to go research and see what hot tubs are out there. If the hot tub just came off the top of my head. And it's like, all right, that's what draws things to us. I am the master of my fate. I'm the one who's drawing the things towards me. There's very little fated events that happen in our life that we wanted to have happen down here. It's the most part is the world of possibility that I get to choose what I'm drawing towards me. And depending on what I focus on is the experience that I have with that. So hopefully that helps, Pinky. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings. All right. And then we have Minaheel. You're having a crush on someone. Uh-oh. So will you be in connection with your crush in the future? Let's take a look here. All right. Let's see what we have here. Oh, it's all up to you. So this magician card is about energy and I feel like it's you initiating it energetically, if not physically. But the magician is about the master manifester, the when I focus my energy. We were just talking about that in this last reading with Pinky. It's like whatever you focus on is what you draw and expand. If you're focusing on wanting, 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 oh my gosh, I have such a crush. I want them to notice me. I want this. Then we're telling the universe, I like wanting, but not having. So when you start having gratitude, focus on the gratitude for the people you have had in your life. What did you love about them? Make a list. Having joy and laughter and celebration and having your energy higher is what draws things to us that are meant for us, right? And so if they are meant for you, then you'd be drawn together. But it's like casting a spell upon yourself instead of someone else. Oh, I want my crush to love me too. Well, you know what happens when that we do that in movies? Obsession, and they try to kill us because they're like, I don't want you to be with anyone else. So we're not going to put a spell on anyone. It's about casting a spell upon myself for the perfect person, for my perfect partnership to be brought into my life. If it's them, then there's a straw that comes together. If it's not them, then they'll either be repelled away or, it won't matter because the person will be drawn to that you really really, really wanting there. So I feel like, you know, it depends on your energy and what you're doing. There's great possibilities for connection, but I feel like the most important thing is to recognize your own power first, if that makes sense. All right, Minahil. So there we go. That is what you have. So many blessings to you. And then it's me, Anjuli. Hello, hello. So you'd like a spirit message. Let's take a look here. See what spirit wants you to know right now. All right. Creativity, beauty, mother nature, mother nurture, harvest, abundance, sensuality. I just it all. You have it all coming in here. And I just feel like this is the most part, though, is about being comfortable with yourself, with that, with being true and being free from all these expectations and all these rules and all these supposed tos and blah, that limit everything. And I love this energy here that comes in because it is very royal, it is very confident, it is very, I'm not going to be the one who shrinks, I'm the one who shines. And I love that for you. And I feel like that's what spirit wants you to know, is to step away from trying to fit in, trying to be who you think other people want you to be. Because the Empress in the Major Arcana number 3, after them come the Hierophant. Well, they're number 5, and then the Emperor number 4. And they're all about the rules of society, the rules of organized religion. But the Empress is more like running through the forest naked, going, screw your rules, I'm going to be me, So she's running through, but she's not concerned about all these restrictive, oh, people think, what are people going to say? She goes, I don't care. I'm living in the woods. So I like this energy for you. And so that's what Spirit has for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we've got Danny Baby. You are up. So you want to know, what are the Aries' next actions towards you? Comes in and out, and you don't like it. Very triggering. I sent messages and deleted them, and then him. Now I just want him to leave me alone. All right, let's take a look here. All right. So what does Spirit want you to know here? Yeah. It's like here there is this change and movement in a different direction. The Knight of Wands is that fiery Aries energy. So I do feel like um don't don't respond to them. And I know it's hard not to, because you're, like you said, you're being triggered by their behavior. And so they're a mirror on purpose for you, to show you whatever pops up in here is for you and your emotions, not anyone else's. So you can look at you and go, okay, why am I triggered so much by this? Because one, if they're our mirror, the image isn't going to change if I go look in another mirror. I need to look at why did I want to see this mirror? So I change. I don't need the mirror anymore. They do leave my life. The other thing is that, no, that's it, period. No, I'm just kidding. There was one other thing. So, the triggering of them coming in and out of your life. So, you becoming aware of what the trigger is coming up, because, like I said, they're in your life for a reason. When you're done with the teacher, then they leave, right? But this other thing is allowing, when you allow them not to trigger you, when you allow them just to be a little sparkler that's going psst, and you're like, okay, look how pretty it is, and then psst, how a sparkler, when you light it, it's done. It's like, okay, it's done. It's fire has it fire its fire goes out, and that's what I feel is coming in here. If you fuel the flame, then it will continue to get bigger and bigger, or continue to burn. But, so, if you're not responding to them in any way and doing that, they're reminding me of a friend of mine who, they were having an altercation with someone. They were like, I'm trying to get them out of my life, but they won't stop reaching out to me. And she sent me screenshots of their interactions. And as soon as I saw their interactions, I go, why are you replying to him? And she's like, well, he said this, and I wanted to make sure he knew, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, No, he they're like they love the energy that you're giving them. And so when you stop responding. Like you said, you ignore them, you delete them, block them or whatever, but you don't have to respond or react to them at all. And then that's the fuel. So when that fire has no more fuel, it burns out. So, as soon as if they're like, "Oh, I'm going to come to your work then." Okay, I got to respond, make sure they don't come to my work. No, go ahead. Security will escort them out. Well, I'm going to embarrass you. No, you don't say this to them. You just say in your head, no, you'll just be embarrassing yourself, because how you react and what are people going to think? However, whatever way they're going to think, right? Most people are going to go, what a jerk. I'm sorry you have to go through that. They're not going to be all like, oh, you must deserve that. Can't believe you. No, most people are, especially your female friends, are going, yeah, we've been through that before. What a jerk. So I feel like that is what you're wanting to, you know, don't fuel the fire, it'll burn out. Okay. All right. So that's what's coming in for you, Danny baby. So many blessings. And then Grace, 1111. You want to know the rest of the April month for you. What does Spirit want you to know for the rest of the month? All right. So, with this great lesson that comes through the 3 of Swords, which is the heartache and disappointment card, is that the source of our disappointment is expectations. Since I was like 16 years old, I think my family is gonna uh, take me out because I used to be all expectations equal disappointment because that's one of the big things I learned way back then. I mean, that was like fi- I don't know, 40 years ago. Let's not make me older than I am. 40 years ago. And, it's just been proven true over and over again. When I have all these thoughts and these beliefs and these expectations, it takes so much just to get up to to exceed expectations, right? So if our expectations are low, we live a life of abundance. If we have a lot of expectations, we usually live a life of lack and disappointment, right? So I feel like what, the rest of April is like there's these messages from spirit showing you these disappointing feelings that you have. Where did these expectations come from? Well, everyone knows that someone's supposed to be, well, where did that come from? Someone somewhere made it up at some point, and rules, and it's like, no, I don't need to expect that. And then it's above and beyond extra always, right? You're like, wow. Because, like, if someone brings you a donut and coffee one day, you're like, "Wow, thank you so much." In the back of your mind, you're already creating an expectation or a wonderment. Are they gonna do it tomorrow? And then they do it tomorrow. Oh my god. Day 3 donut and coffee, high expectations now. It's happened 2 days in a row. We see a pattern, we expect it, and then they don't. They only bring us a coffee. You're like, "What? We're not grateful for the coffee, we're focused on the lack of the donut, the disappointment of the donut. What? Did they run out of donuts? What happened?" So that's the human nature. So I like that, the rest of this month, it's about you learning about the disappointment and the freedom that comes from releasing yourself from all those expectations that you're self-imposing, and then you're releasing everyone else from that as well. So I like it. Right. So that's what they have for you, Grace. So many blessings to you. And then morning, you are up. General for next week. Let's take a look here. What do they want you to know about next week? All right. So you have some conflict here. It can be conflict in communication. It can be internal conflict too. But the 5 is a number of transformation and change. So we like that because it does mean that whatever conflict starts off at the beginning of, the week, that resolution comes and it transforms it into something from feeling so fearful to support and love instead. So I like that. Whatever conflict or And that can be internal conflict too, like I mentioned. It gets resolved by the end of the week in a positive way, right? Easy beasy, short and easy on that one, morning, but that's what they want you to know here. I feel like it's just the main thing of trust. Trust in communication. No, we're in the middle of Mercury retrograde, so communication is a challenge anyway. So just, just know that it works itself out um, by the end of the week. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Happy Pill, you want to know this week reading. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. Wow, 10 of Pentacles. So very much an abundance types of energy coming up this week in a lot of different ways. I mean, it's about relationship. It's about feeling the abundance of the physical world. It's about shelter. It's about everything in the outside world. It just feels like there's this energy of wholeness and completeness that comes in here where you just feel abundant, this feeling of abundance that's coming in here next week. And it can be emotionally, it can be financially, it can be physically, whatever it is. It just feels like, oh, my life is so full. I'm so grateful. And I feel like the more grateful you are about the things you do have already, the bigger the abundant feeling is throughout the week. So it's about focus on what you are receiving, what is coming your way, and that just expands and brings more of the same in. So I like that. Right. And that's what they have for you, Happy Pill. And then Julie, you want star seeds guides messages. All right. All right. Yeah. If you've been wondering if they've been talking to you, you have the Eight of Wands, and Eight of Wands is a lot of energy, but it also represents these messages from spirit. And they've been communicating with you through the physical world, license plates, songs, whatever synchronicities happen in the outside world, seeing repeating numbers, all of that. And then also, just thoughts dropping into your head, emotional messages just dropping into your emotions, energetic messages just flooding in through energy. And so they want you to know that all this stuff that's been happening is from them, and that, they are communicating with you. You do deserve to hear from them. Um, Nothing you can do to disconnect your connection with them either. They're just excited to interact and be able to act as guides for you in a way, along with all your other spirit guides. So they definitely are, part of the starseed collective. And so something that you may not realize is that you're a part of your soul, a part of your spirit exists among them, because you can coexist in more than one place in different forms. So even though we're a human here, I can also be in a starseed collective somewhere else, and I can communicate through with that group of that collective to myself too. So very interesting. But that's what they have for you, Julie. So many blessings to you. And then Ateshi Singh, you want to know what will happen tomorrow in your external world on April 13th. Let's take a look here. All right. You have the Eight of Wands. I just put this back in, it came back out, which is about fast movement, a lot of energy. I just feel like there's just messages all over the place. I feel like you're going to see tons of synchronicities, but things are just boom, 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 happening all over the place. A lot of energy, a lot of fast movement. I feel like tomorrow just flies by. It's so busy, but I don't feel like it's in a negative way. I just feel like it's just such an energized day for you that you're just like, from the moment you wake up, you're like, go, till you drop into bed and go, gratitude. So I like that. So looks very positive for you, Ateshi. So many blessings to you. And then Alexis, you wanted a general. So let's take a look here. What do they want you to know here? All right. You got the Three of Cups, which is joy, celebration, also gathering of your tribe. It's you're getting to know not only your spiritual tribe, your of invisible beings on the other side, but you're being drawn together to your human spiritual tribe. And it'll be a handful of people, not more than um, a total of five between you guys. And I feel like you are friends and friends of friends, and but you're gathering together, and it's really becoming a deeper relationship. It's becoming more tribal than it is, friend group. And I feel like these particular four others and you are create this bond and create this, beautiful energy of support with one another, as well. And I feel like that's before the end of April. So I like that. It's only 2 weeks away. Can you believe it? We're almost in the middle of April. Wasn't it just April Fool's Day? But that's what they have for you, Alexis. So enjoy this adventure unfolding. Right. And then Jeep, thank you for all your donations earlier and your free reading. You wanted a general for the summer. Wow. Such a great opportunity. And it's funny. I mean, we talk about the two of wands. I feel like you get this like almost every reading, the two of wands. But it's like you've got such a wonderful opportunity for an amazing, beautiful, abundant feeling summer or a crappy summer. And that's all in your hands, right? I used to put out, I think I already told you this probably, but and for New Year's, I'd be like, Happy New Year, everybody. And if it's not, it's your own damn fault because our energy, we get to choose what my life is. Mental choices, emotional choices, energetic choices, physical choices, and all of that draws in my life to me. If I don't like my life, I change my energy. I change my focus. What stories am I creating? What emotions am I flowing? What energy am I putting out and into things? And what physical energy am I exerting and doing in the physical world? I like that silence. Like, Selah, be still and think on that. It's like, wow, that's so true. So powerful. So I feel like that's what they're just reiterating here is your beautiful, beautiful or crappy summer is all in your hands. So, and that's where we want it. We don't want it in someone else's hands for sure. Right, Jeep? Okay. So many blessings to you. That's what they have for you. All right. And then MMC, you would like a general career. Let's see, what do they want you to know here? All right. You've got the King of Swords coming in here, who is the master over the mind. All the kings are given a second portion of swords. So they've got two swords, two-part swords. So very much a thinker, a communicator, and a movement forward. And I feel like generally here for a career, it's like if you are wanting to go to school or learn something new, it is totally supported with this King of Swords. They're like, it will happen and you will exceed and excel. Maybe even, I don't know if you already have a degree, but it's like the master of education, masters. If you wanted to get a master's. But there's this, sharing of your knowledge, this gleaning of this knowledge, this coming into this knowledge is such an important piece, but it's really understanding what you're wanting and why as well regarding career. So don't be afraid if you're like, well, my dream is this, but I'd have to go back to school. Like, do it. What are you waiting for? It's going to be different. When you're going to school or you're doing something because it's like, well, this is what I'm supposed to do, and it's not your dream, you dread it, and it's like, oh, check, check, check. I'm doing all this stuff. But when it's for your dream and you're like, oh my gosh, this is gonna help me, and you just get into the subject matter and the tests you love because you're like, it's testing my information, testing my knowledge, and you're like, all right, I did so well, and that's what happens with that. So I feel like if you are thinking, well, I do want to this, but I got to get a certification or schooling or something, then do it. I feel like it's highly supported. And that's what they want you to know right now. So many blessings to you. And then Mimi, you want to know, um, ask Spirit if you and Patrick's relationship will improve. I feel like there's a block there with the 9 of wands, and hitting your head up against the same wall over and over again will just give you a headache and a head bandage like that. But, I feel like it could improve, but it's like you're both hitting your heads up against a wall because there's underlying things that are impacting your energies. Your little inner child self is what battles within and keeps track of, this out of balance, giving and receiving and worthiness whole thing where, like, oh no, you don't deserve that yet. So they have a force filled up. You've got to do this much, then you can be, receive that love and be lovable. So you really I feel like it can improve, but it would take effort on both sides to lower your force fields through your inner child work. So it's like, well, maybe not so much, even got because you even got the high priestess on the bottom who dives deep into the unknown, dives deep into the emotions that's rolling so much down there. So hopefully that helps. Right, Mimi? So, and if you're interested in more things on that, you can check out my free podcast, From Chaos to Cozy. It talks a lot about things that we can do to transform those things too. All right. Many blessings. And thank you guys for hanging on here. I still got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Got about 13 more to go. And I will be back on in about an hour. So I'll be finishing up here and then taking a little break, and then I'll return for the evening session. So, Dollface Diva, you wanted a general for the weekend, and you got the Empress. So, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. I feel like you got that a little bit last weekend. I'm not sure, but definitely a time for you to nurture yourself, for birthing, for harvesting, for planting seeds. But I feel like it's a lot about creativity and being true to your authentic self more so, and just allowing yourself rest and nurturing. I feel like you do so much for so many that it's important for you to get over and over and over again permission to go do stuff you love. Because what are you living for? You're not living to be a servant. You're living to live and to love and to allow your heart to sing and overflow. So I do feel like it's, just a reiteration. Take care of you. Allow yourself the rest, the fun, especially to be able to come out and be expressed in your life. Set a play date with your inner child, right? So that's what they have for you right now, Dollface Diva. So many blessings to you. And then Great Quartz, you said you've been getting messages that abundance is coming. Any advice on this? Let's take a look here. What do they want you to know about the abundance? What about abundance? Okay. Yes, it is. Ace of Pentacles. Um, so and even on the bottom of the deck, you got the Ten of Pentacles. So definitely abundance, yes, is coming. The advice that I feel is coming in here is the Six of Pentacles, though, which if we talked about this before, it's in my playlist, Take 10 with Zen. It's at the very top of my page. If you go to my YouTube channel page, um, under the playlists, and episode, I think it's 4 and 5, but episode 5 was which talks about the Six of Pentacles and the opening up, the balancing out of our rate of exchange of energy. Our inner child, when it's younger, develops this way of viewing the rate of exchange of love, abundance, whatever it may be, based on our interactions. 7 years old and younger, when we were an emotional, our inner child, emotional inner child was being developed. And it's taught when I have to give this much to receive this much. A little child goes, I'm giving you all my love, but I'm only getting this little bit back. I'm not getting unconditional attention and unconditional acceptance and love and time and all that. And so it creates this way out of balance, giving and receiving, because it doesn't know any better. It's just like, that seems fair. But what happens So that carries over into our, relationships, especially in childhood and then in school. And then when we get older, work and other relationships. And then, we just have this way out of balance. I have to give so much to receive so little that our little inner child's keeping track, and it'll have this force field keeping out abundance. So even though abundance is coming, to be able to receive it, you have to have the force field down, or it's going to run into the force field and get rejected, right? So I feel like that's what they're wanting you to know. Check that out. Take 10 with Zen episodes, at least five. It's like 10 minutes or less, but it helps you balance out that to where you're able to receive more. Otherwise, it's going to be held in escrow until you're able to access it, by hitting a certain amount of giving, which is so extreme. So I like that for you. So hopefully that helps. Great quartz, and that's what they have for you. So many blessings. All right, and then beloved Calypso, happy birthday again early. And you want to know what was the significance of the blonde man from your vision? All right. What was the significance of the blonde man from your vision? Well, you got the Four of Cups, and they represent this higher love. You know, the three cups down below are the ones that you usually have, but the fourth cup is this one that's brings emotional stability, allows you to see something. Yeah, even on the bottom of the deck, they are this reflection of your self love, too. I mean, because you got literally the Ace of Cups being offered here. But the significance of them, is like when we're like, I want them to love me in a way, or, it's this representation of self love. It's definitely a reflection of self love. And the intention was for you to go, let me turn inward and upward, and I overflow with my love. And then anything anyone else gives me is above and beyond extra. But it's like that blonde can't give me the love I'm looking for. And it's like, in a way, it's exciting. We get these visions of stuff, but there's these emotions of incompleteness when we experience them. And it's because we're not full on the inside, right? When we fill up with that love from the inside, it fills us up and overflows. Then we feel full and whole. Anything anyone gives is above and beyond extra. We don't feel the lack like we would before. So I feel like that's the significance of the blonde in the vision, was to show you, um, how you feel about yourself is the most important thing, right? So many blessings to you. That's what they have for you right now. And then Nature 1111, what are Capricorn's current feelings for you? Let's take a look here. What are Capricorn's current feelings for you? All right. Well, you got two cards. You got the teetering going back and forth. They're quite a bit of a rubber band, are they? But they've got the Seven of Swords. They've got a lot of deceitful thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about what others do to them, and they don't have a clear picture of how life really is. So I like that they're coming in there. They don't understand life, so why look to them, to understand how they feel about you, because they're like, it's not going to be accurate, because they've got all this mental confusion of misperceptions, misconceptions. Um, a lot of they get caught up in their head, and they have all these contradictory thoughts and beliefs. So Capricorns can be big overthinkers. So it's more about what are their current thoughts for me than feelings, because the feelings will come much later, but the thoughts are always there. They're like overthinking and analyzing and misconceiving and all going on up here. So, once the steam clears from their ears, you might see some clarity of actions and emotions related to those. Otherwise, you're going to just see them really caught up into their head about thinking about things, if that makes sense. All right, so that's what they have for you, Nature 1111. Many blessings to you. All right. And then Valerie Calver, what is happening with you? What's happening with me? All right. I don't know if you feel kind of weird and strange, but you're getting this upgrade here with the magician card. It's like you're plugging in up here to the port of spirit, and they're downloading spiritual energy. I mean, because that's your higher self with the infinity symbol there. But I feel like that there's this upgrade that's happening in your spiritual gifts and your spiritual essence. And a big part of all that is, due to the energy that you've been focusing on, you've been altering what you've been thinking about, altering about what you're letting into your brain, your ears, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your being. You've really been focusing on that, and so if you feel like you're kind of off a little bit, it's because some of you's been turned off in order for an upgrade to happen. If you have ever worked for a company where everyone must be out of the system for the upgrade, and they'll boot you out if you're in it while they're trying to upgrade, and that's what's happened, is you've been booted out for just a I feel like this weekend. So if you feel a bit out of pocket, just go with it. Just rest, use your time, drink a lot of water, enjoy time out in nature, anything that can help balance while this upgrade takes place. Because I feel like when Monday comes around, you're like, zap, you're just like, let's go. You're like back online and you're enhanced, right? Um, and so I like this because it is going to be changing what's coming in the outside world too. A lot of clarity around your path is what's coming with all of this too. So hopefully that helps, Valerie. That's what they have for you right now. And then Arisha, you are up next. So, will things with Otis get better? No contact. All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit wants you to know here? I don't feel like with them this 10 of Pentacles, which is this it's endings and new beginnings. But it's one of my relationship cards, but I just immediately felt, no, it's not them. It's someone else that comes in here. You even have the Knight of Pentacles, so there's someone on a quest, there's someone, Eight of Pentacles, which is all about putting in the work, also training and teaching, and so you might even meet someone around doing those things, but I just feel like the Ten of Pentacles is showing you that there's so much more out there for you. And so let the no contact stay uncontacted, and that you've invested enough energy there, but you're ready to be, it's like you're being upgraded from coach, up to first class. So, not judging Otis, but for you and the experiences of how someone will interact with you, Otis is kind of coach. It's like they're not someone who'll give you that first class feeling. Someone else will in the future here. Definitely by the end of the year, I'm feeling October is an important month for you, but definitely um, be okay with the no contact is what I feel your spirit guides are telling you there. All right. So many blessings to you. And then XO Cassidy OX. So you are up. So I want to know Cody's true feelings and what is the next step of your relationship. All right, let's take a look here. All right. Well, he's kind of in between his head and his heart here, and the next step of the relationship, I feel, is still undecided. They're trying to, really get out of their head and allow their heart to have a seat at the table. If they're able to do that, yeah, because even on the bottom of the deck, you've got the Page of Swords, which is new thought and new belief and seeing things from a different perspective. But I just feel like there's got to be some clarity that comes to their mind and allowing their heart to have a seat at the table so that things can be expressed. But right now, it just feels like they're at a crossroads and they're undecided and undetermined. So that's why there's just such a wide, it could be it could be one of many, many things, but they haven't decided yet. And they're kind of a bit overwhelmed with the choices they have before them. In a bunch of things in their life, but I feel like right now it's just kind of in limbo because they're just like overwhelmed. And that's okay, allow this limbo to happen. And while the limbo is happening, really look into yourself and find out, what is it that I want? And not what do you expect or supposed to, should, need to, but what do you truly want, out of the relationship, out of your own life. And then that brings a lot of clarity in for you too. So hopefully that helps. I know it doesn't really, does it? Talk to your spirit guides going, I've had it with this patient stuff. Can you just give me an answer? But they're like, nope, it's part of your journey. Yay. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Magana, you are up. What do you need to know at this moment? All right, let's take a look here. And you got the Two of Pentacles. So you do have this two choices that are coming up in your outside world. And what do you need to know at this moment about them is um one looks good for the mind. You got the Ace of Swords on the bottom. One looks good for the mind. The other looks is a calling. It makes your heart sing, makes you really want to go for something amazing in your outside world. So the one that looks good on paper with meeting the expectations of the mind out of fear, but you're going to be faced with these choices coming up. And spirit, of course, is encouraging you, follow the calling of your soul, of your heart, not of the mind, because the mind you'll eventually leave to follow your dream again anyway. So it's like, why delay it? Why go on that detour? Trust that with these two options coming up, that one totally makes your heart feel full and you're like, oh my gosh. And the other one is like, well, but this looks good and this is stable. This is what we know. And it's like it feels safer, but it's not. It actually is full of a lot of illusion. Whereas the dream one that makes your heart feel full is like, oh my gosh, it's so up your alley for that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Magana, right now. So many blessings. And then God's daughter, you want to know, how does your mom view you? Let's take a look here. One little tidbit. All right. So, the Five of Wands here, represents um, conflicting energies, battling energies, fearful energies, transforming into something more friendlier and different here. So, just the view that they have is that there's a lot of fears that are bubbling in there. And I don't know, my anxious child, trying to please and trying to do so much. And, um, you know, and I feel like she's like, yeah, some of that's my fault though, because of the praise and punishment. It's like, yeah, I kind of conditioned you a little bit to be that. And so they look at it going, well, but it's your journey and you can change it if you want, and even on the bottom of the deck, you got Mother Nature, Mother Nurture on the bottom. Here's Mother, but it's about taking care of you, doing what you can do for your own self, for your anxiety, for the fears that you have, that you can step out of them. But that you don't have to be this perfect idea of a child that someone made up somewhere. They're like, it doesn't matter. There's this great song by David Archuleta that just came out. It's called, what is it called? Hell something. Let me see here. It's important. So they're having me look it up. If it was important, whoops, I didn't want to cook that one. Oh, here it is. Opening up too many things. All right, here we go. It's called Hell, Hell, Together. It's a beautiful song because it talks about how when David Archuleta came out, he was a Mormon, and his mom, of course, was too. And at first she was like, "I can't, um, be with you, around you if you're gonna live that lifestyle and be that." And then he had an interview that came out, and he didn't hear from his mom for a few days, and then the lyrics of the song are, along the lines of, well, actually, I have them here somewhere. It's beautiful, though, because it's, here it is. The chorus of the song is, "If I have to live without you, I don't wanna live forever in someone else's heaven, so let 'em close the gates. If they don't like the way you're made, then they're not any better. If paradise is pressure, oh, we'll go to hell together." And so it's his mom chose to leave the, the Mormon church because of their beliefs around it, and so she chose her son, and that's the kind of energy that your mom wants you to know too. So I love that. So there you go, God's daughter. Many blessings. All right, and then Ashvin Rai. Hello, hello. Like a general reading. So let's take a look here and see what does Spirit wants you to know right now. We got the King of Cups coming in here, which is this energy of, balance between the head and the heart that are coming in here. And, there's this, um, I don't know, just the rocky seas behind are what are here, and they're saying, see how they have 1 foot in the water, but they're very calm. Their throne is right in the middle of a sea, and the King of Cups rules with the Queen over emotion, but all the kings are given a second portion of air of the mind, and so they're like saying, making decisions completely with the heart usually don't turn out too well. Making decisions completely with the mind end up being very boring, and our heart feels unfulfilled. Doesn't always turn out the best either. So when we come to the middle of balancing the head and the heart, allowing both to have a seat at the table, we can come up with some great solutions in life, and you know, um, but it takes us making sure if we're feeling emotional, get out of our not get out of our heart, but balance our heart, right? And then if we're totally overthinking things, get into our heart. And the difference is that when we're in our human mind spinning out, that our high heart, um, is what we connect with, the emotions and energy from up above. When we're in our human heart, which is like a wild little creature, to balance it, we step into our higher mind, right? And so there's that higher balance, the higher vibrational sides of us that help balance out those. So hopefully that helps with what you were looking for there. All right. So many blessings to you. Hang in there, everybody. Got a few more to go. I know it's already 5:22. Probably be ending here and going starting my next session. But let me just see how many we've got here. I think we've just got like, well, we've got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven more. Okay, we're getting down to a couple handfuls here. So Yanvi Gavandi 27. What does Spirit want to tell you? All right. So what does Spirit want to tell you? All right. So this magician's coming out a bit, which is all right. There's a lot of magical energy in the air right now, and they're telling you here with all of this astrological energy, and I feel like even with your um, birth chart, like all your stars are in alignment. Sorry, there I was off in the universe seeing all the planets. I'm back now, but they're just saying like all the planets are in alignment with your birth chart, where you have a great ability to manifest things quickly. So whatever you focus on, lower vibrational, higher vibrational, are going to come in fast and furious to you. So be really aware of what mental choices you're making, emotional choices you're making, energetic, physical, because all of that energy is going out and it's drawing things that match that energy to you. So I feel like they want you to know right now that your manifesting powers are at an all-time high. So just be very, very aware of what's unfolding there. All right. So that's what they have for you, Yambi. I like it. I like it. Actually, one of these I already did. So it was just a repeat I didn't catch. So we will skip on to the next one. So Nat, you are up. So will Raphael move out from your house the end of April? All right, let's take a look here. Will Raphael move out? Oh, that's my chair. I was like, what is that noise? All right. You have the Hierophant coming in here, and this is this energy of being called higher. It's like their soul calling them to a higher place, allowing them to see the capital T truth of things. So, it is a card um, of clarity that comes in. Yeah, and you got the Hermit card coming in here. So I do see this being either you're left alone or they're going off on their own. Either way, I do feel like that's an affirmative that they are, moving out. But you can also focus your energy in on gratitude. If we fear something, um focusing on it draws it to us. And so I feel like there's just some energy with all this too of what do I truly want? And um, instead of focusing on the fears, I focus on the gratitude for what I do have and, for what I do want rather than focusing on wanting what I'm hating, what I'm fearing type of energy comes in with that too. So, because it feels like it's based on current energies, it feels like they're being called, but our energy can keep them there if we're in fear of them leaving or not leaving. Well, if we're in fear of them leaving, we'll repel them out. If we're in fear of them staying, then we'll draw them in. So it's like having gratitude and trusting the universe and releasing all that energy instead of focusing on those lower vibrational things. We focus on the higher vibrational things. So hopefully that makes sense, Nat. But that's what they have for you. So many blessings. And then Vidi Jalan. What does April have in store for you? Oh, right. Well, this card came flying out, and it's a great card to come flying out. You got the Wheel of Fortune. So, whatever happens here for April, your human feels like, wow, this is for me because it is a message of whatever happens in your life does happen for you. And you're like, wow, you're really your human's very happy with the outcomes of April here. The wheels are turning, the wheels of fate are turning. So you're about to have some changes that come in, but it's always upgrades. Things are like altering, and you're like, wow. And then something else alters, like, wow. And so it feels like a very abundant feeling, of course, with fortune, but it's the tuna for you where you're really like, wow, there's a lot of cool things happening for you. And it can be in a variety of different areas with this wheel that's turning. So I like it for you. That's what they have for you, VD. So many blessings. And then Yavi, you are up next. You wanted a general reading. So you got the Queen of Pentacles. This is abundance and new birth that's coming in. And there's this nudging of self-care, nurturing yourself, getting out into nature, getting away from all of the hectic, all of the chaos. So if you can get out and walk or go to a park or go somewhere where there's a lot of nature away from, like don't go over to like family's backyard and when they're just going to have expectations and a lot of blah, 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 right? You're like, or friends or whatever. Just go where there's not going to be any demand on you, where you can just be and let your guard down and commune with Mother Nature and get out of the chaos of the world, because it's a time for you to really be reflective and look at that, because it'll bring you a lot of clarity. Okay. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings. And then love is the most powerful force in the universe. Quite the lengthy screen name, but a beautiful one. So you want to know, would we use our psychic abilities to tell if your testosterone levels have increased compared to a month ago? Yeah, and I will, of course, disclaimer in the description box of the video, I'm not a licensed professional, so tarot is designed for entertainment purposes, and ultimately everybody makes their own decisions and really consult medical professionals, etc. So disclaimer made. And let's take a look here and see, have your testosterone levels increased more than the prior month? All right. The high priestess here really is divine feminine energy, which would be opposite of testosterone. But I feel like that's more so focusing in on that it's trusting your intuition and your gut, which I feel like you think it has, even on the bottom of the deck. The Queen of Wands, more feminine energy, but definitely it feels like there's this trust in your gut, trust your intuition, um, regarding the things that you're doing. Of course, always obeying your doctor. But you got the king of not the king, the knight of pentacles. It's slow moving, so I feel like um, like they've increased, but I don't feel like they've like super jumped yet. Um, which is okay. I feel like it has to do with stress, things that you're eating, different things like that too. Just um, it's interesting that fear can really impact our bodies, and the more we're in fear, the more adrenaline we're flowing, the more it impacts our chemicals. So if we can, find a place of peace that allows our body to work at its maximum potential, which becomes a great healing machine, and it will multiply testosterone and do those various things too. So if you can focus on gratitude, focus on higher vibrational energies like unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, that helps your body heal and repair and correct things that are out of balance. Whereas if we're in fear, things shut down, and then the body's like, well, I need a little help here. So I feel like that's important for you there. I feel like it's changed a little bit, but you can make a bigger impact if you, just get into like a place of peace and etc. If that makes sense. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. And then lastly, and hopefully I didn't miss any, but if I did, I'll be like literally back on in about 30 minutes. So please join me again. But Patty, you are up. So how are things looking for you at work so far? All right. Let's take a look here and see what the overall is here. All right. Well, it looks pretty good there, Patty. You've got the Sun card, which is one of the most abundant cards in the entire deck, shining bright. Even the Page of Wands, which is about, you know, really passion and ignition. So I feel like it's you've and with pages being like the number 11, I feel like you've even taken it up a notch. So great improvement, great movement. And not that you needed to improve. It's like it's an increasing in production or how you're doing. It's you're learning, you're growing, and you're shining bright. So it feels very good with those cards. All right, so that's what they have for you, Patty. So thank you guys so much and for the patience and getting through all of your readings and getting to your free readings. Um, like I said, I'll be back on in about a half an hour. And then I also will be back tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and tomorrow and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time as well. So until I see you guys again, thanks for all the thumbs up. And many blessings, much love to you. And remember, every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. Of course, I love you too. So until we see again, much love. Hang in there. Enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you may be in the world. Until I see you again, take care of yourself. We'll see you.